Hi guys, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you a live TikTok reading unedited that I did on October the 27th, 2024. After I show you my TikTok reading, I'm going to do a little breakdown here and kind of go over the mechanics, the evidence, how it works, and all that stuff. So without further ado, I present to you my live mediumship TikTok reading unedited. These are spirit-led mediumship readings. Say yes if you can take it. I do have a female here that I believe would be referred to as mom. Black hair. Black as dark as it comes. And I felt like kind of like pretty hair. I don't feel she was made it to her senior years. I felt like this is a younger mom that passed away, and somebody has in the comments. If you could write yes already. She's actually tilting her head down. I felt a little bit of a sadness with her prior to passing. So would anyone understand a mother, it's a close relationship to mom, black hair. I would say young adult mom pass. Straight hair, probably shoulder length. Kind of either olive skin or lighter complected too. Was here 1 minute and gone the next. It's not a mother, a mom. So it's a term of endearment. Really, I felt her daughter would be on this live right now. So would anyone understand losing a mother to the spirit realm, a younger mother? She didn't live to her older years. Would have straight black hair, maybe even bangs. And as a quick pass, like I felt like here today, gone tomorrow. Not really a smiler in the photographs. She didn't really smile a whole lot in her photos. I almost dealt with anxiety a lot. And I felt like the daughter in my life right now deals with an anxiety. Do we have a mother figure? Anyone in the comment section, please write yes, I can take it. Would have had black hair though. At times, there would have been photographs with her with bangs. If you say this is a sister to me, maybe I'll take it, but I'd have to see. Yes, maybe. Would there be a mom connection? Not mother, but mom, meaning that almost like there's a friendship bond there between you and your grandmother. Okay. Black hair. Mother-in-law could be. If she's got black hair down to the shoulders, maybe bangs, anxiety. Okay, not you. We'll see if it's angelic connections. Karen, I believe her name is. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Thank you, Melinda, for liking the live. Karen. Could you take all of it? Karen? Hopefully she's still in my live. Hopefully. Thank you for liking the live. Appreciate that. Karen for angelic connections. Are you still there? Okay, you're here. So you can take all of that. Mom, spirit world, younger passing, black hair, gone today, here, but gone to, here one day, gone the next. Felt like almost not an instant passing, but super quick. Wasn't like a lot of, it looks like it belongs to Karen. If you could type, yes, I can take it, Karen. That would be helpful. Thank you, Tyra. I have to scroll a little bit. Tyra, can you take it? We had no notice. Okay. What I want to say, Karen, for you. Okay, yes, we have her. So there should be a photograph here. We already have it. It's for Karen. It's definitely for Karen. This woman came in fast. So I felt that there should have been some spirit communication after her passing with you, Karen. Okay. I, would be sensitive to the spirit realm, or she's sensitive to people and environments. Very sensitive woman. Anxiety, lots of anxiety, but could be really sweet. Like if you got to know her, you love her, and she would almost do anything for you. Does this make sense? Just give me a yes, Karen. Okay. Bingo, we got you. I wish I could bring you on the audio, but I can't because I haven't been on 6 days. I need 6 more days and then I can bring you on the audio. Okay, so she came in to me and she said, I want to talk to my daughter, And I said, well, I don't have enough people yet. And she said, that's fine, she's here. I got to tell you that anxiety, depression, mental health topics, she says, you're going to be an expert in these things, or you're going to be very knowledgeable on how to deal with and remedy anxiety, depression, mental emotional issues. Does this make sense to you, Karen? Just type a yes. And you would have interest in figuring out how to resolve these things. Okay, yes. Okay, we gotcha. She says, this is interesting. With your mom, I felt that for many people, they felt that she was shy or reserved. But if you really know her, she's direct, because she comes to me and says, they think one thing, but I'm really something else. Just give me a yes if that makes sense. They think I'm one way personality-wise, but I'm really this way. I'm really assertive when I want to be. I protect when I love you. All those things. Yes. Okay. She says, I've been waiting. I know in your name says what it says, Angelic Connections, but she says to me, she was waiting. She was waiting for me to come on. She's waiting for you to come on. So she's like, so I have really no choice but to bring her through. And I said to her, it seems like you can connect to Karen. But she says, yes, but this is different. So I really want to highlight here for you, Karen, that your mom absolutely knows that you, not only that you loved her, but that you understood her. You understood how people perceived her as this shy, reserved, maybe even guarded or something else. People thought that maybe she could be mean or rude or nasty, and that wasn't the truth. She couldn't articulate that she knew things about other people, but she actually did, and she would doubt it. She would just say, well, I do think she values common sense. Thank you for sending the chili. Does this make sense to you? I really want to underline the common sense being practical sense, navigating life through that she really values that for herself. It's something like she wanted to strive for. And she felt if you can do that, you can almost do anything. Okay, thank you. She wants me to tell you all of her positive attributes about herself. The strong woman that you see, the one who has logical, practical sense, common sense, she says you have. She says you're only starting to realize how intelligent and smart you are. She says you're just beginning, because the old you isn't the real you. So the old you was, a lot of people used to tell you that you couldn't do this and you couldn't do that and you weren't this and you weren't that. And so you were very alone with this feeling that you were better than what other people were trying to gaslight you, basically. Just give me a yes if this makes sense. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you. Yes, we're cooking with gas, as they say. I just have to tell you that when she came in, it was as if she took up my whole vision. Okay. There should also be a photograph that you have I think it's physical. I think you have a physical photograph that you could hold in your hand, it's not digital, of her younger, and she's either looking at a baby or she's kind of looking down, looking up, but there's some sort of either birth of a child or a birthday with this photograph. Can you understand that, Karen? Yes. Yes. Am I correct that it's in a drawer? That you put it in the top drawer? Is there something, is this photograph in the top drawer in the bedroom? Or there's a mirror? Like a vanity or something? Yes. 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 I'm not bad, right? She shows me, I'm in a room with, not to get too personal, but she takes me to a room. There is your dresser or a dresser. There is the mirror. There is the top drawer. There is the photograph of your mom. You have goosebumps. Yay! You see? Mediumship is real, everybody. So this is evidential spirit-led mediumship. This is about mom and not about work and romance necessarily. This is letting the spirit world do and say and be who they are. But she says, this photograph is very important to me. You're welcome, Karen. I think everyone on the live thanks you too for allowing this to happen. What else? She wants me to say there's something I'm missing here. Oh, crying is a great release. I'm glad that you can feel the bond. There's something here that she keeps underlining 3 times about me, you, and today, that she wouldn't let me, like assertive, but not forcing. She would not let me leave the live without connecting to you. And she says, for whatever reason, I really feel, Karen, that within the last 24 hours, it is very important for you to hear from your mom, because I don't think things are going the way that you want it to in your life. I feel that it's supposed to be totally different here, and that it's going to be totally different. But I felt somebody, and I even feel like it's an older male that's alive, and others almost always gaslight you or try to keep you down, or just they're not very encouraging. They don't understand where you're headed. It's just all these things, and you're very much alone with your relationships and where you want those to head. You're very you are seriously in my brain. Yay. I'm glad. But she says this is almost an emergency reading. That's how she gave it to me. And I say back to your mom, emergency reading for Karen doesn't seem logical to me, because I know she's intuitive and I know okay. And your mom says, no, it is, because you can only go so long being alone with all your thoughts, being alone with your goals, and not having the proper support. And that's what she says. She says, I'm using my verbiage, haters. She seems to think, and that's my interpretation of the word she was using, but it seems like you have haters, or people that they're not saying go for it. You can do it, and things should be better, and not as loving as you want them to be. They're not as nice as you want them to be. It's just not there. And in your heart and your mind that it's supposed to be something different, not just in work, not just in finances, but in relationships too. Okay, I do see a male. This is where I'm getting tripped up. I think he's alive. There should be a male that's alive with either thinning of hair or receding hairline, maybe balding, a little bit of hair on the side. This is kind of gone. I think he's a grump. I don't think he's as supportive as he should be. I think he doesn't understand the magical side of you like this. I think he's alive though. Okay. Oh, your husband. I'm so sorry. Sorry. She shows me this. You know, he has a smile on his face. Well, okay, your husband. Well, I have to be honest. He has a smile on his face as if he thinks that everyone thinks that he's positive, that he's supportive. But I do not agree with this totally. I don't think he's as supportive as he should be. I don't think he's as I don't think he's as kind as he should be, or as nice as he should be, or as caring as he should be. And I think there's more there that he could be. But, you know, maybe this is unconscious behavior he has. Agreed. Okay. And, you know, the background is a bit, has its shadows. So I feel like he has unresolved mental health issues that he doesn't think are a big deal. Those would be his words verbatim. I wonder who was the smoker. There should have been somebody there who used to smoke and smokes once in a while without trying not to let everybody know about it. Something like this. Let me know, Karen. Your mom. Okay, mom. She really wants him to work on himself. Like, really, like she's... I'm paraphrasing. She expects better. That's how she says it. She almost feels like this isn't really where she wanted him to be with you. Emotionally, mentally. It's almost like he tries to hold you back, but you're so strong that he really can't. And, you know, he thinks he has an outlook on life that works for everyone, and he's got it all figured out, and you're like, not so much. This would be a simple for me to say to you, and it feels like now I'm getting a little bit all over the place. I just want to make sure I have you with that you are a healer. That's something that you're like, yeah, everyone knows that. But I kind of feel like he doesn't understand that part of you totally. Almost like she is a little bit. Maybe she gets lucky with the healing, but not to the extent that you really are. There's something about you specifically with your hands, laying it on somebody's heart, both your hands, like this, that you've done in the past, not too long ago. It shouldn't have been that long ago. Both your hands were like this on their heart, and they were laying down in I would say the last 2 months. Could you understand that? If I'm off at the month, I apologize. But she keeps... Okay, yes. Okay, so the reason why I bring this up, this is interesting. There's something about this that's you. Like, it's almost like I usually see that, you know, when Reiki, they do this. You have it like this, your hands, when you're doing your healing. It must have been you channeling that from the collective unconscious, the spirit realm. So I would say, if you haven't already, that you call whatever your healing thing is, call it your thing. Don't call it Reiki. Don't call it the commercial name. Call it... Oh, I'm so sorry about that. No wonder she doesn't like him. Yeah, call it Karen's healing, or your divine, or you come up with the name of it, because it's definitely, this is what you're doing. You got that from the spirit realm. It's not like, oh, this is just Reiki and this is what everyone does. No. You are really connected a little bit more than most are when you're doing it. And when you laid your hands above or on the heart of your client, or whoever it was, in the last 2 months, you really did help them. And I don't think your husband believes that. I think he thinks you get lucky. Like, oh, this happened and you had good results. He's like, yeah, I'm sure that happened. Like, he doesn't think it didn't happen, but he has no idea what you're capable of. And I'm sorry for him. I just got to say that she says coincidence. Exactly. A good coincidence. She says emergency, your mom. Like today was an emergency. That's how she says it to me. She said, I would move heaven and earth to speak to you today. And she says, it has to be now. And you have to be here. You have to be the one to talk to my daughter. I'm like, okay. And let's get this straight. You had no heads up on her passing. Here today, gone tomorrow. Correct. And she says, that is not going to happen to you. So don't think that that's going to happen to you. It just is what it is. It didn't have anything to do with her mental health either, necessarily. So don't think that, like, if she had anxiety, depression, that made her medical ailments worse. Not necessarily. It just was her time. You're welcome. A lot more money is definitely coming to you down the road, but I really do feel it's your way, not your husband's way. And once you get over that completely, then that's when things change. You are absolutely right. He's just representing one relationship that isn't meeting your standards. I do think, like, your mom reminds me of the zodiac sign Cancer. The zodiac sign Cancer loves and protects with such bravery that they're willing to sacrifice their own life to save somebody else. And you have that too. You have that capability. I don't think everybody in your personal life right now does. Literally headache past the next day from brain tumors. Yeah. She says, I was here today and tomorrow I was gone. And she puts her head down. That's probably why she puts her head down as well, with the head. But, you know, I'm not sure if you know this, but when people pass away, they usually start to leave and go to the next phase of living before they go. So, you know, sometimes it's 6 to 8 weeks. She's wanting me to let you know that. She mentions a sister. Thank you for the likes. Sister. Okay. Interesting. Not bad. Not great. So, on a scale 1 to 10, she's an 8. A 7 to 8 in your happiness realm, like compatibility. Not, you know, I kind of trust her. But I felt there will always be something there that you won't be as close as you could be. And that's just the way it is. And I think that's her. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with something you did or that she did. It's just kind of her personality. I do think you'll help her in the future, but it won't be through intuitive means. It'll be through, because she's a little resistant to you, to what you can do too, and who you are. I think it's a little bit of a jealousy that she'll never admit to be honest with you. I don't think you can change that. I think you can trust her. I don't think you'll be a 10 out of 10. I think you'll be a 7.5 or 8 as far as sisters, like compatible, like getting along, happiness, friendship, that kind of thing. She's not smiling, your sister. Like, I feel like, you know, she almost gives me this atheistic, agnostic vibe too, or like, open to spiritual, but not necessarily a believer. That type of energy. Like, she has her doubts, and whereas you really don't. And I feel that that kind of permeates in her life, where she doesn't expect greatness out of her relationships, or she doesn't expect a lot. Makes sense. We didn't see eye to eye. Yeah. But I think it's as good as you can want. Okay, because there's a lot of other sibling relationships that are horrible. So you really gotta be appreciative of this one. Okay, be grateful you got this one, because it could be way worse. I've seen very terrible sibling relationships. So you just be grateful about this one. As you know, it may not be a utopia, a perfect relationship with the sister, but it's better than being a horrible one. And I don't think it'll ever be horrible. I just think, I almost see like this half smile on her. Like, I can't get her to be super happy. I don't think anybody necessarily can. I think that she can only get a little bit more positive as time goes on. But I'm not sure she's ever going to be doing backflips. And I feel like with you, Karen, you feel like you should be doing backflips almost daily about life. Like, life should be so great that you should be waking up, looking forward, doing like, yes, I can't wait. I'm doing backflips because life is so awesome. I really feel, yes. Okay. I do not think that's what your husband thinks at all. I think he's like, yeah, this is kind of life. I think that's it. So what I will say too is that change isn't coming. It already has come. So he knows this you of you, and that there's no changing you. So it's almost like, yeah, you are definitely strong enough to be on your own without him. So I would think that once you get to about March of 2025, we shall see where that relationship is, because I have my doubts. Mom, what else do you have to say? Your mom comes through also, that she's your mom, but she really wants to be the best friend and mom figure to you, not just someone who gave you life and told you what to do. And I feel as if there's a closeness that got stronger after her passing, and is stronger now almost than it was on the earth, even though I feel like you do love her a lot. I think she could be funny behind closed doors with certain type of people once you got to know her, and that's how you are as well. And I think that people are going to see her for the real her, 100%. I think she's happy that going forward, you are going to tell people the real her, the real version of her, not the one they have the perception of. And she's really happy about that. She's really happy about this photograph that I was able to tell you about, that's in the top drawer in your dresser where there's a mirror. And I believe that's a bedroom. She's really happy about that. Please don't lose that photograph. Please don't lose that photograph. Would I be correct? There's another item in the dresser. Is there a rosary or some other, not necklace, rosary, something like this? There's some kind of bead thing. Would that be still the same drawer in the bedroom dresser? I felt like I had some kind of necklace that was smaller, and maybe beads, something like this. Just give me a yes or no. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for all that. Rosary, made from sterling. It was hers. Yay! I knew it. So she shows me this rosary like this in the drawer. I felt like when I come to the dresser, it's the top drawer of the dresser. There should be a mirror. And it should be where my right hand is. Like if I put my hand down, my right hand, I can open the drawer. Does that make sense to you? We're really pushing this evidence. Yes, I'm right again. Yay. Okay. This means a lot to her, not just because you have these particular 2 items. I mean, although she is very grateful for that, but she's just blown away that you would remember her in such a positive light, that you would have kept it. I almost feel, because like getting back to people remember her in a certain way, but that's because they projected their opinions about her up on her without really getting to know her. So that's why. So she's happy that you've kept her photograph, a photograph of her and her rosary, in the top drawer where your right hand would be, in the bedroom where there's a dresser with a mirror. Okay. What else? I feel too that your anxiety, your stress level has gone down a lot in the last hour. Like, it was if you were, oh, I'm glad, Karen. It was if that you were living life day after day, that you have become accustomed to crisis, that you've been accustomed to headaches from stress, from like your life is on fire. And so it doesn't seem as bad throughout the day at times, just because you're so used to it. But ever since an hour ago, all the way up until the moment I'm speaking right now, it's almost completely gone. So it went from almost going to the hospital in emergency to euphoria. Does this make sense? Or like real stress, headaches, that kind of thing. Almost to the point of like, can I just make it through this day in peace? Drowning would be saying it very lightly. I think it was just like, this isn't right. I feel like when you get these feelings, thoughts, and sensations, Karen, that is I honestly feel relaxed. Yay! Ever since an hour, am I correct? You feel relaxed? Or how long am I doing this? 30 minutes? Whenever I started, ever since I started. Okay, yes. This is going to sound strange. Usually I keep it to 7 minutes. A contact, that's what we're supposed to do in evidential mediumship, but what can you do? I don't know where I can place this, but she's showing me a green bag. Or a teal, or what's that, green blue bag. Bag. It's either green, blue, or ocean color, whatever variation of blue, green, or green, blue, or whatever. Yes, okay. She's giving me this, and you understand it. I'm like, why is your mom giving me a green bag? I don't know. But she's giving this. She's like, why haven't you mentioned this green bag or teal or whatever it is, And I said, well, what am I supposed to do with this bag? She says, tell my daughter I have this. Tell her that you're holding this green bag. I'm like, okay. I feel you should have this green bag with, you should have it. Do you have this green bag? Or teal bag? OMG. Yes. Yay. There's something really amazing about this bag. This is going to sound very strange. It's shiny. It's almost magical. There's something about money. Like, it might bring you good luck financially. There's something about this bag that she really wants you to make sure you keep pristine. Don't throw it out. Don't get it damaged. Don't put any drinks around it. Don't put any food around it. Don't let anybody touch this green bag. Don't bring in Okay? Don't throw it around. Like, saran wrap this bag. Protect it with your life. Don't let anyone touch it. Okay? All right? Do you use this bag when you go out for like parties or social gatherings or going out like somewhere nice? Is this bag with you ever? Or with friends or something like this? Never. Okay. You keep it pristine? Yes? Like keep it like protected, this green bag or teal bag? Yes. Okay. This is very strange. What is this 10,000? There's something about $10,000 associated with her and this green bag or teal bag and you. Would not be surprised if you had a windfall of $10,000 from either like an estate or some other type of weird means. It seems like it wouldn't be from. It would be like kind of weird like that, like indirectly like that. Like, oh, here's the money that dropped in your lap. If it happened to you recently, that's great. But I really feel like there's something else here. That's the amount I found in the bag. Are you serious? You're telling me you found $10,000 in this green bag? Oh my God. That's pretty wild. That is one of the wildest things I've heard. I've done 35,000 readings. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, spirit-led, Morgan. Your mom shows me this green bag, then says $10,000, and you say, I have this green bag, and there was exactly $10,000 in it. That's wild. You really need to keep that green bag, please. It's like something, it's like the Holy Grail. Oh my God, I cannot believe it. You're not making me work so much. The spirit realm is. Wow. Wow. Is it shiny? The green bag that has exactly $10,000 in it that your mom shows me? Is it shiny? I gotta tell you, even though you never bring it anywhere, I know that you will bring it somewhere. I know you'll bring it either to a wedding or I will never get rid of it. Sequence. That's why. I know you'll bring it somewhere. And then it looks like it'll be a bright day, like a spring, summer, that type of like season. Real bright day. You'll bring it out. It'll be like somebody's wedding. I really feel like it's more like a wedding that you'll go with it. Or it has to be some kind of huge outing that'll go into the night. But you'll have it. You won't let anyone touch it. You won't let anyone look at it, take a picture of it, borrow it. You won't let kids touch it. You'll be very careful not to spill drinks or food on it or get it dirty or anything. But you're absolutely going to take that bag out. I can tell you that. I know it in my bones. There's no doubt about that. I felt that your mom had something to do with you accepting this green bag that had $10,000 in it. I felt your mom had something to do with this. Yes. So you see, the reason why she brings up precisely the amount that you got in the bag, which was $10,000, and the teal bag, precisely. There's no way I could have known this at all. Wow. The reason why she brings it up is she hid it in there. Wow. Wow. That is pretty amazing. The reason why she brings this up, I hope everyone has heard this mediumship reading today, because the bigger message is life is not supposed to be shitty or terrible. Miracles are possible in every Like to every hour of the day, there should be miracles. There really can be. Really don't have to do a lot of the law of attraction stuff for it to happen. You just have to keep going forward and be open to the possibility. You really don't have to try too much. You don't have to do all rituals and law of attraction and prayer and all that stuff. You don't have to try so much. But you do have to say, I'm going to follow my heart, and I'm not going to let these haters mess up my life. So I really do think that I don't have to tell you what to do, Karen. Although Mark, the human being, is yelling right now inside, saying, why are you with that guy? Why are you with those? It's not just the guy. It's also acquaintances and friends that can be snarky, that can be rude. They aren't where you want them all to be. You have greater things on the horizon, but it's not because whatever. You've known it for the last 3 years. Over the last 3 years, for sure, you've known you will definitely get better friends than they're out there. You know that your romance is supposed to be better. You know you're supposed to have more money. And you know that you're even supposed to have a house or a home that you live in that's supposed to look like the way you want it to look like. But intuitively, I felt like you had that going backwards. But there was nobody around you for you to say that to. Even if your sister was to hear this live, that some random medium told you that your mom gave you a green bag with $10,000 and that there's no way you could know it, she wouldn't really believe that I was able to do that. She would be like, oh, that's nice he got that. Like, that would be your sister, what she would have said if she was here. Oh, like, come on, nothing impresses you. Yeah. I want to say too, yeah, she's in the wrong line for that. That's great. There should be 2 new friends over the next 12 months. 2 new friends. They won't be rude. They won't say nasty things to you. They won't, they'll be nice, caring, easygoing. 2 new friends in the next 12 months. And that is what's coming. I almost feel like, why do I even bother giving you these predictions if you already know that they're going to happen? December will also be a huge month for positive changes in relationship. TikTok thought I was TikTok paused my live because they thought that nothing was going on. Yeah, this is going to Karen there. But maybe you're right. Maybe Morgan might be one of your new friends. So you just made a great friend. I want to pay attention to the month of December. This December. So we have less than we're at the end of October, so we're like 4.5 weeks away. All right, really look out for that. It should be good. Like, I want to say that first week of December, the feeling that you feel now, very relaxed. That's how you feel that first week of December. I feel too that the mail that we talked about earlier that I don't want to comment too much on because of your privacy. In the month of November, he's going to be looking at you side-eye. Because somewhere deep inside of him, he's like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's going to be like, why are you... It's almost like he knows you can see the world in a way that he can't, and that you're going there. I think you understand. Yes, awesome. But he won't say anything. He won't do anything. He won't because that's not his style. His style is, it ain't over until the fat lady sings, so to speak. Like nothing is. Like he doesn't. He just, that's not him. He wouldn't do anything early before it absolutely is concrete and all that stuff. You know, no matter what it is. Really prove it to me type of person. That's how he is. I know you said mom smoked, or I knew that your mom smoked, but I got to tell you, there's something about the lungs or respiratory with your husband. There's something about an environment that he was in or is still in that it has smoke or smoky or compromises my breathing, my lungs, or something makes all that yucky. I don't like it. That has to change. I just got to tell you, I don't know if it's 3rd degree smoke or 3rd degree, whatever, contact, whatever you call it. I know there's 2nd-hand smoke, 3rd-hand smoke, or whatever, where like if I smoke in a room and I'm not smoking anymore, that he was a firefighter. That's, okay. Like I really feel that people think that he's a pretty good guy. I really think people would say that. They would look at what he does and how he acts logically and say he's a pretty stand-up dude if you look at like on paper. But it could be better. The dynamic between the two of you could be a lot better. It's not exactly where you want it to be. Nothing scary outside of that. I'm glad that it's a past tense, because I kept seeing that smoke. So I know you said that's why. I remember in the beginning I said I saw smoke around him. No, he was a firefighter. That makes sense. There's something about his skin too that was a little irritated. Yes. Okay. It reminds me, my uncle was a fireman, but believe it or not, he's really, really old and he's fine, despite some ailments that are annoying. So I kind of feel like that's kind of his road too. So I don't have anything scary. So it should be interesting. It almost feels like that the relationship dynamic has become, you're more of the adult. Even though I don't think he's some kind of a slouch in his life and he takes life serious, I just feel like the wise one has become you. And more people in the next 2-3 years will start to revere you as somebody who dispenses wisdom. That's where I'm going with that. Even though I know your mom values in the spirit realm logic, practicality, common sense. Makes sense. Okay, I do have to go soon. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's go over a little bit of the evidence. I wrote a lot of this stuff down. So again, to start the reading, I described and sort of throw out the evidence to the entire TikTok live. A young woman, young mom specifically, not grandma, not sister, not friend. It has to be a young mom, not female energy. Has to be a young mom. The mom in the spirit realm is telling me, as the medium, that her daughter is watching the live. Not a son, has to be a daughter. The description, the physical description of the spirit that I'm bringing through in this reading has straight black hair with bangs. The mom, also one of the things here is that the mom talked about how she passed on was passed instantly. That she was here one day and then the very next day she was totally gone. The family did not have any notice about her passing. It was medical ailments that caused her passing. Again, so I would also state it before I allowed anyone in my live to state that they could take this information, that in photographs she does not smile and that she suffered from anxiety in her life. So really, in mediumship, when we're doing some sort of audience reading, we want to throw out 5 to 6 things. So you have to be a female. You have to have lost a young mom. And I just said that she was not an older mom. She was a young mom. She had a pass. Literally no heads up. So literally she was fine one day and the very next day she passed. No heads up, nothing. She had to have black hair with bangs at times, not smiling in photographs. She did suffer from anxiety. And with that with 5 to 6 things, I left it to whoever's watching to kind of say yes or no. So when I get these yeses, everything after this has to be a description of the spirit, okay? So I went further with this. I stated that this mom in the spirit realm does not want to be called mother. She wants to be specifically referred to as a mom, which means she had a close bond with the daughter that is on my life specifically. And I actually state this later on in the reading. The spirit, after she passed away, this mom contacted the daughter that is watching my live. She gave her spirit communication. They communicated. So the daughter watching my live has had spirit communication with the mom after her passing. The mom was sensitive to spirits, possibly, but definitely sensitive to people and environments when she was alive. She had lots of anxiety that she suffered from. She was sweet once you got to know her and her personality, and would literally do anything for you. And you really now notice that I'm checking in, making sure that the person in my life can understand this information, and they said yes. So as I move forward, things will get even way more specific than this. I said that I want to talk about the daughter, that the spirit kept saying, I want to talk to my daughter in the live. I talked about how the spirit mom had anxiety, depression, mental health, and that the daughter was going to become an expert in this and is going to be in her expertise. The daughter said yes on my live. She said you would have an interest in these things and resolving it, mental health issues, and she said yes. She said people assumed that her mom, the spirit in the spirit world, is telling me that people assumed that she was shy and reserved when she was alive, but that the daughter watching my live knew that the mom was not, that she was actually really direct, and that that people thought she was one way, but she was really something else. And she was really assertive, she was protective, that she would love you if she knew you, all these wonderful things. I checked in again with the person I'm reading. They said, yes, 100% all this is true. Mom in the spirit realm told me as the medium that she was waiting for me to come on the live, to wait specifically for her daughter, and that I had no choice. And then she said, it seems like you can connect. I said to the spirit, it seems like you could connect to your daughter. Why do you need a medium? And she said, it's different. The mom absolutely now knows that the daughter understands her. She now knows after her passing, now that she's in the spirit realm, that the daughter understands who she truly was. And so what does this mean, really, right? If you're watching this, well, remember earlier, the mom said that people always saw her as reserved. She was shy, she was this, she was that, but in reality, she wasn't. And they put labels on her constantly when she was alive, but the daughter didn't. And in reality, she was very direct, she was very loving, and she would do anything for the people she loved. So she's saying to the daughter on my life that you, as the daughter, made her feel seen for the first time in a world that nobody really acknowledged her and saw her for who she really was. And the daughter understood her where the rest of the world just simply didn't. So that's where the healing component comes in, knowing that you as the daughter could see your mom in a light in a way that was actually loving and true, and having an acknowledgement that your mom in the spirit world had to live a life where people really misunderstood her. That's a lot of healing going on there. So remember earlier I said the mom in the spirit was very sensitive to people and environments when she was alive. Well, her daughter in my chat confirmed this with a yes. People often assume the mom was reserved or shy, but in reality, she was just sensitive to environments. There's a huge difference here. There's a difference between being shy and reserved, or, as I said, people thought maybe she was mean or rude or nasty, and being shy and reserved for personal reasons, like, maybe insecurities or something like that. And there's a difference between that and being quote unquote reserved because you're intuitively sensitive to environments. It's as if she knew that these people and environments were toxic, and that's why she was reserved, as opposed to being just insecure. And the mom wasn't insecure, and people assumed that she was insecure or rude or nasty or whatever, or shy. In reality, she just knew these people and environments were toxic. Huge difference. And she's saying that the daughter knew this and that nobody knew this. So the mom's implying how much she's grateful for her daughter actually being able to see her. The mom values common sense. So we're moving on in evidence. The mom said to me, I value common sense and practical logic. And that's a great way to navigate life. And that's something I really value. And the daughter said, yeah, that was my mom. She said that all the positive traits that the mom was in life, that her daughter was. This positive, independent, strong woman. She's with common sense. All those positive traits that the mom had, that she's saying in the spirit realm, her daughter has. Her daughter says yes. You're the only one. I also said that the mom is saying that the daughter in my life is living a life very similar, meaning people around her don't see her. She's very intelligent, she's strong, she's independent, and she knows this, but she has to live with that quietly because everybody in her life never really tells her that. So her mom is actually seeing her daughter now live a very similar life that she experienced when she was alive. And she said, the old version of you and how people saw you is not the real you. So that everyone is kind of always reminding you that you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, that you're the other, but you really are something different, and people just aren't giving you the props and the support that you really need. And basically, you can see here that the spirit mom and the daughter that's alive, both are misunderstood people, neither having loving support, and both basically being gaslighted. The mom when she was alive and the daughter being now. And the daughter says, yes, this is all true. So then I tell the daughter on TikTok that your mom in the spirit realm is taking up my entire vision. This is so that I know that I'm looking at a photograph. And I can see this photograph with her head looking down. But this is a photograph you can hold. So there should be a photograph that you actually have physically. It's not digital. It's not on social media. It's not on a website. It's physical. And that she's looking down, and I think she's looking at a baby, and there's some kind of birthday or some birth of a child connection to this photograph. The daughter says yes. So here we go with concrete evidence, moving off of personality and stuff like this. We're now getting into evidence that's going on now. So I went further into it to say that this photograph that the daughter has now of the mom that's looking down, looking at a baby, and there's a birth or a birthday connection to this photograph, that it's in a drawer. It's in a drawer in a bedroom, in her bedroom, not just any drawer, it's the top drawer, and there's a mirror there. And she says, yes, that's absolutely true. The spirit literally brings me into a room where there's a dresser, there's a mirror, there's a top drawer, and there's the photo of the mom. So the person, the daughter receiving this reading says, I'm having goosebumps right now, that this is so accurate. The spirit mom then says, this photograph is very important to me, tell my daughter, so I do. Then the spirit mom says, there's also something very important about today, and she says this very assertively, this reading today is extremely important, and the mom wanted me to really say as the medium that life isn't supposed to be like that, and the reason why the reading has to be done today is because within the last 24 hours, the daughter has not been having a good time. She's really stressed out. I talked about her having almost like an emergency reading that this is, but the people in her life are really just not supporting her, and she's kind of maxed out on her stress level. I also detailed that there's a man that's around her that I'm talking about that's alive. He has thinning hair or balding. He's a grump. He doesn't understand you at all. People think he's positive and supportive on the outside world. And this is a guy that's alive, that's around her in a relationship. but he's not towards you, and he's not the, and she says, yes. I said, when I look in the background, when I see him, I see shadows, which means that he has unresolved mental health issues, but he doesn't think it's a big deal. And so he kind of shrugs it off, and she says, yes. Getting back to the reading, I explained the smoke I was getting. I even go further that I was getting smoke around this person, but she identified that her mom smoked. But I'll get to smoke about the husband a little bit later on in the reading. But anyways, I talked about how the person that I'm reading is a healer, the daughter in the chat, and that her husband really doesn't believe. And what I mean is, I won't go specifically even further with this, that she heals people with her spiritual gifts. That specifically, even more specifically, that she lays hands on people. And in the last 2 months, not only did she do this, but she has a specific process. Like her hands are sort of crisscross or opposite. I don't know how to explain it specifically. Whereas in a lot of spiritual energy modalities, they teach you to kind of have your hands even Steven. She's doing it kind of opposite that what you're taught. And I told her, I know that you're channeled this type of healing modality, that you really should go on to call it whatever you want to call it, a unique name. And she said, yes, all this is absolutely true. I said, specifically, you healed someone literally by putting your hands on their heart crisscross, and you healed them. And she says, I did. And I said, no, specifically the last 2 months. She says, yes. And I said, your husband he didn't believe it. He thought it was just luck. She says, yes. All this is 100% true, giving her concrete timelines and evidence of her, not only her abilities, but how she did it, the results, all that, and how other people still gaslighted her, hate her on it. But I went on to say, so again, the person I'm reading, the daughter receiving this reading, is very much alone with her spiritual gifts, that people that are supposed to care about her and love her and support her don't really give her that support. And they don't see her as somebody that's capable of doing what she really truly is, and that her mother in the spirit realm is giving her that support and love and care. So for me, to be able to give this reading to her, to give her this validation that not only her mom sees her for who she truly is, and is not only is her mom very much okay and well, she's happy her daughter sees her, the mom, in such a wonderful light. And she also sees her daughter in such a wonderful light, that they have this type of bond that exists even after the mom has passed away. It's such a profound, not just healing, it's inspirational, in my opinion. And I actually think that's the true point of mediumship. It's inspiration. Healing is great, but inspiration to me can last a lifetime. Even though healing can last, then there's always a little bit amount of healing that goes here, even a lot. It's very inspiring, that can galvanize you for the rest of your life. So the spirit mom said that the reading was an emergency reading, like I said before, and that she said I would move heaven and earth for my daughter. And that I reconfirmed about the spirit mom's passing, that there was no heads up at all when she passed away, no notice at all. That was totally sudden. And she says her daughter would not have that same fate, that her daughter would not have that type of passing. So there's nothing to fear about that. Her passing was her time, basically. And then she talked about that money will be coming her way. There's a future prediction with that. She said more relationships in her life were not up to her standard. She then talked about, she says, a sister. She wanted to then talk about the daughter's sister. So she had a sister on the earth, and I won't bog down to too much detail, but it was an okay relationship, could be better. And I talked about the personality of the sister and why she thinks the way she is. And yes, all of this makes sense. And I even said that she would actually be helpful to her sister down the road, just not maybe in the way, like spiritually speaking, but still would be helpful. I went on to say that her husband also doesn't see life the way philosophically that she sees it, the daughter that's being read. And then March 2025 might have a big change coming. So we shall see. Mom wants to be her best friend, not just be considering her mother. So that was very sweet. The mom said that her personality, truly her real personality behind closed doors, was funny, and the daughter knew it and nobody else did. She says that's true, and that she's very happy that she really will now go on in the future to tell people about her mom in a way that nobody else knew, and she was really excited and happy about that. So there's a lot of future stuff that the spirit world can give, as long as we establish a lot of evidence that the spirit is actually communicating, and she did. So I described the photo of this mom and the spirit again because there's more evidence, and I said, okay, she takes me to the bedroom, there's a dresser, there's a mirror, but the photo is located in a dresser drawer where there's a mirror in the bedroom, like I said before, but I'm missing something, and there was another item in that very same drawer that is a rosary. It's the same drawer. Not only that, I said, it is where your right hand would be. So when you're at the dresser, where your right hand would be, that's the drawer, has the photograph of the mom looking down at a baby. There's also a birthday type of childbirth thing going on here in this photograph. And there's her rosary in that drawer. And I said, she says, absolutely, it's the right side. All that is absolutely true. The mom is really touched and blown away that even now that after she's passed, her daughter has kept the rosary and the photograph. How could I possibly know that? And how could the mom possibly know that she has not only the photograph and the rosary, but where it's at? It shows you that the mom still is living a life in the spirit realm after her passing, and is very much touched and moved by her daughter. So I go on because I have a lot here. I knew the person I was reading was living life in a crisis mode in the last 24 hours. This is why this reading had to be done. She had a lot of stress, so much. She has stress headaches. But I said within the last hour of getting this reading, all your stress headaches are totally gone. You're no longer in crisis mode. You no longer feel like you're having an emergency. Stress is completely gone now that I'm reading you. She says yes. So not only did I bring her some spiritual healing, I brought her some physical and mental health healing too, just by doing this reading for her. This is all free. This is a completely free reading on TikTok, by the way. I mentioned that now her mom in spirit was showing me a green bag. This is where the evidence moves to the next level. Okay? I said, she's giving me a green bag from the spirit world. Tell my daughter I have a green bag. She says, yes, there is a green bag. I said, your mom's telling me, make sure it never gets dirty, never break it, never throw it, never damage it, never give it to anybody. This is a green bag. It's pristine. Yada, yada, yada. Yes, 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 yes. I even predicted that she will bring it to a wedding. It's shiny. She says yes. Then it gets even more specific. I said, she's telling me something about $10,000. And she said there's something about $10,000 associated with this bag, because this bag is freaking magical and it's lucky, but there's something specifically about $10,000 and this bag that your mom is saying, tell my daughter. And the daughter says she hid $10,000 exactly in this green bag. Wow. What an amazing evidence. This is truly a mediumship reading that I'll never forget. I then give the prediction that she'll bring that bag to a wedding one day, but literally gave her the $10,000. So why was I so lucky to get such great evidence about a green bag specifically having $10,000 given from the mom to the daughter? Well, she says to me and her daughter, she says, Mark, the reason why I'm giving you this green bag as a piece of evidence is to prove to you and my daughter and the rest of these people on the live that miracles are possible in everyday life. So the miracle for my daughter was to receive this green bag with hidden in it $10,000. That itself is a miracle. But the very fact that we're doing this reading and I'm telling you about it is another miracle on top of that miracle. So her whole point, and I do think the purpose of mediumship, is to sort of give another example or another way of another miracle, that life can have its miracles, and it's a way to give inspiration so that we can go on and be galvanized and live a great and happy life. And she also said that you don't have to try. She wanted me as the medium say, you don't have to try to get miracles or try law of attraction or do any of these rituals. But you do have to have an open heart. You have to also follow your heart and not let these haters distract you in your life, as I've mentioned many of times. What a wonderful thing to say, right? And then I go on and give predictions about a new home and relationships for the daughter in my life, and that the person I'm reading, I saw intuitively that I said, you have seen dating back 7 years ago, all the way up until this moment, that you would have a better life, but you couldn't tell a single person. And she said, I have. I said 7 years that you knew you would have a better home, better relationships, even more money coming your way. Nobody believes you. Can't tell anybody. She says, yes. I said, it's coming. And specifically, in the next 12 months, I predict 2 new friends. She says, wow. Well, so December, I also said there'll be some changes for sure, positively. And I said, the feeling you have now that is stress-free, you feel great mentally, emotionally, you're going to feel the first week of December specifically. I also wanted to bring back the smoke. And I remember, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I sensed and saw smoke around the husband. And I said, the husband that you have now, he has health issues about the lungs and respiratory. And I see the smoke, but it feels like 3rd degree or 3rd hand smoke, you know, like that kind of thing going on. You know, like there's 2nd hand smoke, 3rd hand, 1st. And I felt like more like 3rd. And she said, well, he's a fireman. He was a fireman. And I said, oh, that's why the smoke and health and respiratory. And she says, he has all those. You are correct. So I said, it was nothing scary, but I just want to mention it to you and all that stuff. But I felt that also this husband's skin was irritated. She says, yes. And she was that in the future, people are going to start to see her as a little bit more wise, that she was the wise one in this relationship, and predicted more people in her life will start to see her as more wise as time goes on. And I even kind of said that, you know, most people do think your husband is a stand-up guy, but your mom in the spirit world expects a lot more from him. So that was very interesting to see. So basically, that's the reading. I wanted you all to kind of see a lot of things. One, did you notice how much I checked in when I gave evidence? Okay, so if you want to do mediumship readings and you really want to do them well, you need to check in as much as I did, if not more. Always check in. Don't give away 20 things of evidence and never say, does it make sense? Because if you do that, they're never going to remember the evidence. You have to check in with them to say, does the green purse make sense? Yes. Does your mom's personality make sense? Yes. Does the photograph being in the drawer make sense? Yes. Because otherwise, they're just not going to be able to keep track of all of it. You're just overloading them. But the other thing is, I didn't open-endedly say, oh, I have a medical ailment of lungs. Who is it? I said her husband had respiratory lung issue and smoke of 3rd degree. I knew where it went. And that's what you have to do when you're doing mediumship, even if it pertains to somebody that's alive. When it comes to the mom's passing, I knew she was here one day, gone the next. And it just turns out, if you watch the video, watch my reading, that her head was down a lot in the photograph as well. There was a double meaning that she was trying to imply that her head, the daughter said she had head tumors or brain tumors. So now you kind of understand that. But here one day, gone the next. I didn't say who was here one day, gone the next. I said I have a young mom who did not age. She was a very young mom. And that she was here one day, gone the next. I didn't say who. And that you, as the person getting read, has to determine, well, it could be grandma, it could be my next door neighbor. That's not mediumship, what they're doing out there. So if you're going to do mediumship, you must be able to know where all the stuff is going. You must be able to stay with at least the spirit for a little bit, instead of it being like, well, it could be any evidence, anywhere. It could be passed on alive. Names could be from anywhere. And the person you're reading has to determine where it all goes. You have to be the one that has to control all this. There's a reason why a lot of mediums don't do it this way that I've done in this reading today. It's because it's harder. It's very, very hard to do the style that I've just presented to you. It's, in fact, the hardest style of mediumship. It is truly spirit-led evidential mediumship. Mine's a little bit more surrender-based, very spirit-led. I call it serenity. I don't pressure and force a spirit to give me specific evidence. I did not tell the spirit, you must give me a medical ailment. You must tell me how you passed away. I did not tell them how, you must tell me your name. You must tell me how old you were when you passed on. She did tell me, she was able to give me words audibly. She told me audibly, clairaudiently, $10,000. She spoke to me. I could hear her. And yet I didn't force her when she's talking to me to give me her name. If I can hear $10,000, then I definitely could hear her give me her name if she wanted to. There are readings where they do give me names, but I let them decide if they want to. When you see mediums today and they're getting names, a lot of times it's not from the spirit, it's actually telepathically. And a lot of times their information isn't from the spirit world, it's intuitively. So watch my process. If you are trying to be a medium, you want to go on to read people, you're staying with the spirit, you're checking in, you're not really trying to control what evidence comes through. It can be personality, maybe it's generic at the beginning and it gets really detailed. You see my reading, as it went on, it got more specific. We got the green bag $10,000, but that took at least 20 minutes in. You know, there's a lot of that other stuff that's just as important as it is the really specific pieces of evidence too. You gotta accept generic or not so specific pieces of information if you want to get specific pieces of information too, because then you're allowing the spirit to dictate and determine how little or how much they truly want to say. Not all readings will be this specific. Not all readings will have this much information, mostly because the people that you're reading are kind of resistant, even though they think they're open, they really aren't. So this is my reading. I wanted you to see it. This is sort of a teaching tool for you out there, for those of you that want to become mediums or want to do mediumship. Obviously, you're going to have your own unique style, but I really ask of you to try your best to listen and have it spirit-led, as opposed to this new approach of mediumship that I'm seeing today that's really intuitive and telepathy, and it's not mediumship at all, where everything is a question and everything is let up to the person being read to decide where the information goes. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a comment and like this video. Commenting on my video really helps me and it supports the channel. Like this video, make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my videos. But you really do make a difference in supporting my channel if you can write something, leave a comment, and I really appreciate your time watching my video. Thanks so much for watching.